Councillor Diamond. Councillor Parrish next.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've had a request to follow up on an item that had been approved back May 24th, 2012. And it was Councillor Foster had requested that semi-annual updates be provided to the Finance and Administration Committee on the capital expenditures related to the construction of the EFW facility. RJ Clapp agreed to provide update to the committee. So there was one update given at that time. That initial one was from November 2011. There was an update given May 24th. It's now 8 months since that update, so semi-annual being 6 months. I would ask the Commissioner, through the Chair of the Committee, when we would be able to get the update, and that this should be, in my opinion, before the budget is completed. This previous report spoke to some significant cost increases, but at the same time some increase in revenue based on some changes to the agreement with York. But I think before we do the budget this year, 8 months should become 6 and we should have it. Will we be able to have that with the budget?
There was a little bit of an update in the waste study, but which I think is before you today. But basically the budgets did get in the way, and it was our intent to come the end of, I think the next meeting of F&A after budgets is the end of February. And that,
I didn't hear the Commissioner say that the budget got in the way of financial planning, did I?
No. No.
Okay.
No. It got in the way of producing this report, that's all, in terms of time and workload.
Yes, and this report does say late February,
yeah.
But I think they should be tied together. We should know, staff should know, the current status of capital costs and any significant changes to the previous forecasts. So to come in after the budget, I don't think works. That we should be able to get it with the budget.
The budget, the joint report that's before us today, there is a section dedicated to reviewing the budget impacts of the EFW on the 2013 budget anyway.
Okay. The direction was given that this would be a semi-annual report. Would we at least be able to get some sense of update, some numbers?
I don't know if you're going to get it prior to the budget start next week, but I think Mr. Clapp will be he will be providing an update on the EFW costs at the first meeting after the budgets.
Okay. So considering that the tracking is being done on an extraordinarily expensive project, are you going to be able to tell us at budget time that there are no significant financial changes in the capital costs compared to what had been forecast?
Well, I think it would be best if we waited for the report, which involves Commissioner of Works as well, to give you a more comprehensive kind of update on the whole project, and that will come. It's just been a matter of timing. It doesn't affect the 2013 budgets directly. There will be a line item in the 2013 budgets in terms of any 2013 costs that are required for the EFW operation. But
I'm looking at the capital costs, and the previous report showed a significant increase in the costs, and then managed to soften that somewhat by a revised agreement with York. But I'm actually surprised that between Finance and Works we wouldn't be able to have a reasonable update at budget time as opposed to after.
I guess we can try and give you something, but I think you'll get the more comprehensive report 3 weeks later. That's all, and you know, that's our objective, is to give you that whole comprehensive report on the EFW. We can try and give you a little bit of a briefing on the EFW, but I don't know that we'll have all the information.
Just as a statement, Mr. Chairman, to say that we can't know at the time of the budget and that it's 3 weeks later, I don't think is acceptable.
I don't know what report you're saying, that there's significant cost increases. I don't
Well,
know
the
where you got
previous
that, but
in
let me try and clarify your question. Mr. Clapp or Mr. Curtis, has the cost of the EFW risen? Hello?
If I may, the cost of our contract with Covanta has not changed. That is as per our agreement that we signed with Covanta, and we don't anticipate any changes at this point in time. We're still trying to gather the information around the Minister of the Environment requirements with air monitoring, because we don't have their final requirements yet.
But we don't
expect
have that
them-
information
We
yet.
expect it shortly. I would like to incorporate that into the report.
But if there's an increase in the capital cost of the EFW, as of today, there isn't, subject to what the Minister of Environment says, which we were all aware of anyways. Am I correct or not?
There's a number of costs we're going to be updating council on. The air monitoring is one of the major ones. We'll also bring them up to date on what I'll call the accessory costs related to development of the energy park, the extension of services to the site, those sorts of things, and we're still collating those.
Mr. Chairman, the report from May showed additional costs anticipated for approved utility connection requirements, an extra $3.2 million, extra land expropriation costs that could come forward, costs for capital escalation at that time, $2.65 million, beyond the 2009 projections. So that was May, and direction had been given for semi-annual reports. So that's 6 months, we're at 8. And again, I ask that we receive this information, and in my opinion, it should be part of a budget process. Thank you.
Thank you.